Hey everyone, it's me, Noah Miha, the Arc of Truth, and before I get into this video, I would like to apologize because I originally had two videos that were ready just after January 1st in order to post them, but things kind of became hectic, and yeah, now I've been able to make some new videos based upon new topics, and I'm gonna have to be redoing another one, which I will be posting based upon Trump's conviction, but yeah, I apologize for not being able to make videos for at least more than a month, at least a month and a half. So, in spite of that, let's get into the situation. Now, it's no secret that Donald Trump has been making some very impressive ideas, let's just say, in terms of what to do with Canada and Greenland and, of course, the Panama Canal. Because this is kind of a new development. Even I was kind of taken back by this. Now, it's no secret that Donald Trump was... I'm going to start with Greenland first because I think that this is the most probable. Greenland, it has been something that has been on Donald Trump's mind since at least 2019, probably even a little bit longer. But in 2019, it was the first time that he has officially announced talking about the acquisition of Greenland from the Kingdom of Denmark. Now, of course, as we all know, Denmark did not exactly have... they did not exactly support the idea, and well, that the idea just kind of fell apart, especially with the fact that Donald Trump supposedly lost in the 2020 presidential election. But now, with 2024 coming up, or well, actually not 2024, it's already 2025, and Donald Trump about to be inaugurated in 3 days as the making of this video, he has now been making attempts to try to acquire Greenland, and he's said specifically at Mar-a-Lago that he's not ruling out potential economic and military force. Now, what has changed in this specific situation that has allowed him to potentially have more leverage? Well, for one, Greenland and Denmark don't exactly have the best relationship. As it turns out, well, Greenland has a whole lot of rare earth minerals that could be easily mined. It's estimated to be at minimum $2 trillion and at most $5 to $6 trillion, and oil reserves that could rival that of Saudi Arabia. But apparently, Denmark doesn't really have much focus with Greenland, except to be basically funding them with government handouts. That's basically about it. And honestly, I can kind of understand that because Denmark is such a small country of 5 to 6 million people that they don't exactly have the capacity to be able to do that. But there's also another issue as well. The Prime Minister of Greenland, and let's just be honest, it's not exactly a country if it's still... I would say it's not exactly a country if it's still under the control of another nation, especially that of Greenland. But I'm digressing. The Prime Minister of Greenland has specifically said that he is focusing all of his attention on trying to obtain independence from Denmark. And this came after Denmark specifically said, no, we're not going to sell Greenland to you. In fact, we have such a great relationship with Greenland. Apparently not, because if the Prime Minister of Greenland specifically said that he wants to issue independence, and there's talks about an election coming up in April, and with polling showing that at least 76% of the entire island, which, let's just be honest, is not really that big with 57,000 people, well, chances are that you're likely going to lose the territory. And based upon this fact that you have this arrogant idea that you are refusing to give Greenland to America, even at a lump sum price, you're gonna lose it without gaining a single thing, which is apparently a way of saying, congratulations, you played yourself. Now, here's the thing. Donald Trump can still easily acquire Greenland. And this is from my perspective. On one hand, he can obviously buy it from Denmark, although I argue that this is not looking at much not looking very possible. The second opportunity is with an independent Greenland. I would say that this would be kind of the same way of how we acquired Texas. Now, Texas was originally its own country for about 10 years, having its own government, having its own presidents, that sort of thing, and even having some diplomatic relations with other countries, especially with the United States. But after a short period of history of 10 years, they decided to become a state within, well, the United States. And I would not be surprised if that happens because, again, this is Greenland we're talking about in a very strategic part of the globe, especially with how ice is melting and it's opening up potentially to be able to mine rare earth minerals. And considering the fact that Arctic shipping lanes are a strategic importance and that, well, Greenland is sandwiched between two major powers, the United States and, of course, the Russian Federation, it kind of makes sense for Greenland to potentially be either in a trade deal with the United States in order to acquire some minings in order to obtain prosperity. But I kind of doubt that, again, because they have such a small population. Literally, I went to Pullman for college, Washington State University. I mean, after all, you can see that right there. And, well, let's just say that that Pullman, its population is half of the entire island's population. It's not even that big of a not that big of a city here in the state of Washington. I'm sorry, but it's true. But, oh my god, it's just kind of funny to me to actually make that comparison. But I'm digressing a little. The point I'm trying to make here is that Greenland will not be able to have the necessary funds, especially since a lot of their money, at least 1/3 of their GDP, comes from government funds from Denmark. And if they become independent, which is likely to happen, they will potentially lose those funds. And of course, with a small population, you cannot exactly be able to mine much, especially on an island such as Greenland, with that tiny amount of people. And it doesn't help with the fact that at least 95%, at minimum 95% of their exports is based solely on fish. I don't think that Greenland will be able to survive as their own country. They're gonna need some kind of help, and possibly there could be a potential where even the population would support the idea of American annexation as a territory. It would not surprise me whatsoever. And considering the fact that there is apparently some people that are actually promoting this, I mean, it's true. It's clearly not the entire population, of course, but the fact of the matter is that considering the fact that there is a sizable amount of people that actually support the idea of America annexing Greenland as a territory, it's something to be considered. It's looking like that this could be a major possibility, more so than ever. And hell, this isn't the first time that we wanted to acquire Greenland. And I'm sorry that I'm talking solely about Greenland right now, but it's still pretty important. We've been trying to obtain that island since 1867. And right now, probably looks like the biggest, most opportune time in order to acquire it. I'm excited with this, and I think that this is the most probable. Now, of course, let's get on to Canada as the supposed 51st state. I'm just going to come out with this. First, Canada is not going to be the 51st state because, obviously, if it were to happen, Canada would probably be split up based upon its territories and provinces, like Alberta, Saskatchewan. So it's going to be more than just one state. Second, I'm not really in favor of that, especially considering the fact that Canada is its own country with its own distinct culture and stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, I don't like the idea of having to potentially have Justin Trudeau, even if he's not the prime minister coming March, as an American citizen. I really am not. Then there is, of course, the Panama Canal. This one I think is also likely, but it's more in the form of what Six X and Hammer said, where it's probably trying to kick out the Chinese, trying to invest more in the Panama Canal just to expand it, and maybe establishing a military base there. And of course, having a joint control between the Panamanians and with the United States in terms of trying to deal with shipping lanes, as well as trying to deal with the whole terrorist situation. I mean, if he manages to do that, it might as well be United States territory. Maybe not officially, but de facto. Because right now we're just kicking out any Chinese influence. And honestly, Chinese influence as well as Russia, because they're close to Greenland and a little bit of Canada. This is why he's acting the way he is, why Donald Trump is promoting this. He wants control of the Panama Canal because of his strategic route as a trade network that would connect both the Atlantic and the Pacific. Greenland because of its mineral deposits and how close it is to Russia to protect the rest of the United States. And with Canada, well, honestly, it's more to troll Justin Trudeau, which actually kind of worked. And I would not be surprised if Donald Trump actually prefers something different, like maybe an economic union between Canada and the United States. No tariffs, no subsidies, nothing like that. And honestly, having something like that would make both Canada and America into an economic powerhouse. If it isn't today, I would be in support of that, of an economic union at the very minimum. But in all honesty, who knows? Already there's there's still at least 4 years to go with how things are going to occur, and never say never. In all honesty, people are saying no, they're not going to do this, but again, we have seen how things went with the first term of Donald Trump, and we're seeing now Donald Trump being all more, I would say this is electric boogaloo Donald Trump, if I were to be honest. I cannot wait until he becomes inaugurated, and I just cannot wait until potentially we see this territorial vision actually happening. I am in 100% support of it, at least with Greenland, and a little bit with the Panama Canal, certainly not with Canada, again, except for an economic union. But nonetheless, I am very, very excited. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc of Truth. Please post your comments down below, like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, if you have any issues regarding my videos, such as how I speak, or my improv, or whatever, please post them in the comment section down below, or directly message me. Thank you.
West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains.